One of my favorite things to do is premarital counseling. I love getting together with these new couples that are excited about getting married and trying to help them lay some foundation for a successful marriage. And one of the first sets of homework that I give to the couple is for each of them individually to write down a job description for the husband, for that young man. What is he supposed to be doing in marriage? I'm looking for the big picture. So he's to comfort and care and provide. I'm looking for the little picture, right? He mows the lawn, he takes out the trash. And the reason I do that is because so many marriages fail because one spouse has expectations that the other spouse doesn't even know about, doesn't understand. And the result then is conflict and the marriage fails. And sometimes the spouse knows and says, well, that's not my role, that's not my job, and doesn't do it, and the marriage fails. And the reality is we need to know what each spouse is supposed to be doing. What does God expect of us? And thankfully, God laid out some very specific guidelines for both the husband and the wife. And so for the next several weeks, I want to look at those roles. I want to look at what God expects of us. We're going to spend probably about 3 weeks talking about what God expects of the husband. What is the husband's role? And then we'll move to the wife's role. Now, for the husband, guys, we're kind of dense. And so along the way, I picked up some titles from other places for these roles. Each starts with the letter L so we can remember them. And so we're going to work through kind of those 3 words that start with L that help us know what our role is as husbands. So husbands, what is it that you are supposed to do for your wife? What is it that God expects from you? In order for your marriage to be successful, what are you supposed to be doing? The first place that we want to turn in Scripture to find this is 1 Peter chapter 3. And in 1 Peter chapter 3, in verse number 7, Peter says this, "You husbands, in the same way, live with your wives in an understanding way, as with someone weaker, since she is a woman, and show her honor as a fellow heir of the grace of life, so that your prayers will not be hindered." So, here we're told that you are to live with your wife in an understanding way. That idea is to have insight into her, to know her well. In other words, husbands, you need to get a PhD in your wife. Your marriage is not about you. There are 2 of you who've become one, and it's imperative that you get to know your wife. And not just kind of know them, truly know them. Peter tells us you're to live with them in an understanding way. As you learn your wife, the goal is to understand her. Now, I know what you're thinking, right? Men cannot understand women. They are a mystery. And sure, that's true, but Peter begs to differ. He says you are to understand your wife. You need to know how she expresses and receives love. You need to know what makes her light up, what you can truly do to express your love that she will receive with gladness. And you need to demonstrate it over and over and over. What are her struggles? What are her weaknesses? It's your role to help her find areas to make use of her strengths and abilities while protecting her from her weaknesses and her fears and areas in which she'll be damaged. Learning her weaknesses is not so you can mock her for it. It's not so you can poke those areas. It's not so you can be frustrated by them, but rather so that you can help her flourish in her life. What are her joys? What are her satisfaction? What makes her truly happy? If I asked you, what does your wife's perfect day look like? And then I asked your wife, what does your perfect day look like? Would they be the same? Do you know what really makes her happy, what she truly enjoys, what brings her satisfaction in life? Here's the reality. Sometimes husbands, these things that she loves and she enjoys won't necessarily be the things that you love and that you enjoy. It doesn't matter. Because she loves and enjoys them, they are now things that you love and enjoy. You do it. You be involved with it because you want to know her. The reality is, husbands, so often we don't take the time to know our wives, to understand them. And the problem is that often husbands stop earning their wives' love and stop learning about them as soon as they get married. They figure, we're done. I've known it. We've accomplished the goal and it's over. While you were dating, boy, you expressed great interest in everything she was doing. But now that you're married, that's all past. But you have to remember, your marriage is not about you. You need to learn her so you can understand her. You also need to learn her so that you can support her. He says that you are to show her honor. The reality is, he says, show her honor because she's a woman, or the translations say, because she's the weaker vessel. She's physically weaker than you are. The reality is, while chivalry may be dead today, it shouldn't be dead in your marriage. What makes your wife vulnerable? What are her weaknesses? What burdens does she carry? And a husband is called to bear those burdens for her. He needs to listen and listen with his heart so that he can come alongside and be with her through those struggles. Not to mock those struggles, not to dismiss those struggles, but rather to truly listen to those struggles. Now, you might say, okay, Pastor, this sounds fine, but what does this look like? What does this mean? You've talked in kind of generalities. Well, let me give you a handful of ideas that might be helpful to you as you think about how to learn your wife. One is that you need to be home. In our culture today, and I understand the challenges economically, but so many husbands just aren't home. And even when they're home, they're not home. They go to work, they come home and they sit on the lazy boy, or they run right to the shop and they start working in there until 2, 3 in the morning, and then they come and do it all over, and they're never home with their wife. You can't learn her if you're not with her. Be home. Spend time with her. One survey revealed that the average husband and wife had about 37 minutes a week together. 37 minutes a week. You can't learn your wife if you're not spending time with her. When you're home and you spend time with her, talk to her. Talk to her. Ask her questions and think about her answers. So listen to her as well. So the best advice I ever got was from my mentor, pastor, who said an important thing to do is every day just stop. When you get home or your wife gets home, stop, sit down, talk. Often with the cup of coffee and just listen. Ask her about her day. Ask her what was going on. Ask her questions and then listen to the answers. And don't try to fix the problem. Just listen. Humbly assist your wife in her walk with God. Help her in her walk with God. Ensure that you're in church with her. It's part of your role is to make sure that you are taking her there and you are taking the leadership in those things. Study your wife. So every time you're around your wife, you should have an eye on her, not just to see what she's doing or where she's going, but to learn her. So study her. What makes her light up? What makes her glow? What frustrates her? You're shopping, you're going somewhere, and you see her look at something, and you see her light up, and she puts it back and leaves. Take note of that. It's a good present later on. It's something just to get her at some point. The reality is, you need to watch her all the time so that you know what is going on in her life. You study her. Date your wife. Date her. So often dating stops after marriage. The pursuit stops after marriage. One of the best things you can do is have a night a week, a night every couple of weeks, where you date your wife, where you take her out and you study her and you talk to her and you spend time that it's just you and her, just like you did before marriage. Pursue your wife. Take your wife on a walk. Maybe your husband says, I don't walk or I can't walk. Well, then take her on a drive where you're just side by side, looking at the things around you, interacting and enjoying time together. Those are wonderful opportunities to get to learn your wife. Pray for her. Pray for your wife regularly. And don't just pray for her, also pray with your wife. So during the day, as you have opportunities, pray with her. Something my wife and I do is every night we end the day praying together. Pray with and for your wife. And then solve problems together. Don't just solve problems for. So as they come, interact, allow her to give input and solve those problems. As you face family issues, don't just make the decision, get her input, solve those problems. She's your helper. That's why she's there. So use that and solve problems together. In reality, what we're saying, guys, is never, ever, ever stop learning your wife. Rule number one from God is that you are to learn your wife. Look forward to seeing you on Sunday. Next week, we'll continue the study with the next role of the husband. Hopefully, it's helpful to you. As always, if you have questions, you can put them in the comments below. You can send me the questions. You can catch me on Sunday and talk to me about them, and I'll be happy to answer you. If you're struggling in your marriage, please don't wait to get help. Please come see us before it gets too bad, and we'd love to help walk you through the things needed to repair your marriage and to make it thrive and make it a wonderful thing. We love you. We'll see you on Sunday.